Liverpool fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki Man Si, and we have just beaten Manchester City 2-0, and I did predict 2-0 in the pre-match preview. The analysis, my goodness, Arne Slot is the most innovative coach currently out there at the moment, top-notch manager, and he did several ploys that Guardiola was not expecting. He outbolded the bold in terms of being bold and brave, so let's get into it. Now, I'm just back from a Tokyo birthday trip with the mushroom boy Ado. He had a hell of a good time, so much respect. And while I was away, the boys and girls in my Discord kept me up to date with the live chat, and this is my personal favorite. From Diogo Jose Teixeira da Silva DM. We beat the champions of Germany, the runners-up of Germany, the champions of Europe, the champions of England without conceding a single goal. We ousted Carlo Ancelotti, Xabi Alonso, Pep Guardiola, and conceded nilch. 0. And Jomez Maldini, Joey G, came in, and who are you to doubt Joey G when he had the title-winning defensive partnership with Virgil van Dijk? And did you notice Queeve Kelleher passed 90% of his balls to Joey G because Joey G is quicker on the turn, can transition the ball faster. He's got a faster, more clinical short ball passing game than Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk takes a step, composes himself, gets the ball out of his feet to ping it long, and on occasion run through the lines, as he did for that through ball earlier as well. But it's Joey G who's the maestro and controller at the back, and that is phenomenal. He is a really, really good player in terms of close shaves. Anthony Gordon for Joey G, that trade-off early in the season, we're so thankful it didn't happen. Now, nothing against Anthony Gordon. He's Curtis Jones' best friend, but Joey G, what a legend. Almost 10 years at Liverpool. He deserves every single plaudit and accolade that's going to come his way. Another Premier League and Champions League, at least, I hope, my man. Much respect to you. You've done it in Italy. You've done it in Milan. You've done it next to Franco Baresi and Costa Curta. Now lift that second Premier League and score a cracking goal. Doesn't need to be a winner. Just score a decent goal, and top of the morning to you, lad. Good stuff indeed. And speaking of good stuff, my goodness, how much I love Arne Slot. Did you hear his press conference around Mo Salah being exacerbated by Liverpool's refusal to give him the contract or something like that? And Arne Slot was like, what? No, it might be the last time he played Manchester City, not because of the contract, but because of Man City's 115 acquisitions or whatever. They might not be in the Premier League. Maybe Mo Salah knows something about it. This bold is gold. What a cheeky chappy. Up the shiny one. He's my lad. I love Arne Slot. He says it like it is. He does not give a shiz. He's so shiny. Any criticism, anything gets deflected off his head into the opposition's eyes, blinded, and he is dominating. And look, I like this one as well from the Discord. Thank you so much, Mighty Mike. Shout out to you, my man. Foden wanted Gravenberch's shirt so bad he couldn't wait till after the match. Even Soberside's eyeing Gravenberch's shirt because Gravenberch, what a player. And the games come thick and fast. We're already in December. We've had a great run through the fixture list of nightmares. A single draw and a single loss to Nottingham Forest. That could be a bad omen, by the way, because Arne Slot did not mention Nottingham Forest enough for my liking. He should still be kept up awake because of that Nottingham Forest result, right? Oh, Callum Hudson-Odoi, cracker out of nowhere. Nuno Espirito Santo. He's got a Ouija doll or something in the bedroom, right? Yes, we've gone through the fixture list, but they come thick and fast. Newcastle away, which is traditionally a hard fixture. Darwin Núñez simply got to start that one. Did you see the immense contribution when the tides were turning, when the narrative of the game was shifting to Man City taking over? Darwin Núñez came on and wrestled back the momentum with initiative, intensity, intelligence, and integrity. That man, Kurt Angle, I meant Darwin Núñez. Wow, he's everything you love. A sliding tackle in our box, getting bumped by Virgil van Dijk, a real leader of men, all the way to the other end and almost absolutely clobbering Kyle Walker for a red card. I love this guy. I love the skeezer. He's everything and anything all together. If you were a kid, if you were a young scouser, if you were red with a red heartbeat, you'd say Darwin Núñez, favourite player. He's my favourite player in this current team. Darwin, yeah. Núñez. Oh, I love me some Núñez. Speaking of Kyle Walker, we knew that was a game-winning condition. Playing the ball off of Walker, making the runs off of Walker. He's always been slightly lax concentration lapse when someone runs off the back of him. Could Cody Gakpo go inside? Cody Gakpo go around the outside in that blind spot where you see his shirt number, you run off him, he's got no chance. He is the weak link. Forget Trent Alexander-Arnold's defending. Kyle Walker is being targeted week in, week out, and I love it. And the thing is, he doesn't have an aura of invincibility. He only had pace. He doesn't have the Van Dijk aura. He's not captain. He's not leading by example. He's not vocal. Did you see Van Dijk in the tunnel geeing the boys up? He's like, come on, give it everything. For your team. For the Red Men. Do it for the Rock. Do it for the people. That kind of thing, right? Inspirational. You lose as a team, you win as a team, you combine as a team, and you win it all. I love me some Virgil van Dijk. He's definitely going to sign a new contract. There's no doubt about that because he's captain leading by example. This is Van Dijk's era. This is a Dutch era, Arne Slot's era, and Gravenberch is there as well. Reindeers from AC Milan, why not? I wouldn't mind that, but he would be expensive as well. Let's see what happens in the transfer window. However, every player in the current squad have stood up to be counted. Queeve Kelleher, that vital save when VVD was a little bit lax on the De Bruyne kerfuffle. Queeve, with his legs, he shuffled the legs. He purposefully made that save and made it look easy. You'd expect Alisson Becker to save that, but Queeve has stood up to be counted. Now, I'm going to make a dedicated video on why it's so clear, the pecking order, and what will happen with Kelleher, Mamardashvili, and Alisson Becker. That'll be coming up very soon. But as I mentioned, the game's coming quick and fast. So, quick review of Manchester City before we go into the match preview of Newcastle United tomorrow. And it's a late one as well. Oh, no live stream for me. However, the last Merseyside Derby at Goodison Park. That would mean a lot. Everton will want to go out with a bang, but we need to end the era as we started it and as we dominated it with a dominating, crushing, soul-destroying win at Everton because that's what we do. Arne Slot, cream of the crop, and the current batch is the crop of clops. Channel of substance and abundance. The cream of the crop! So subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you subscribe. I can't wait to get to 8,000 subs, and you guys, I hope you enjoyed the journey with me as well. Thank you to all those like Kitty who stayed with me since the very beginning. Alima man, you two, everyone from the very beginning. Moby Shoes, Dominigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much. So, what went wrong for Manchester City? Well, very confused tactically, right? Matheus Nunes on the left wing didn't really have a great game. Gundogan higher of the lot. Bernardo Silva in the central midfield role. You saw when Savinho came on, when De Bruyne came on, there was attacking purpose. There was verve. When Doku came on, they were driving. Why didn't they start with Doku and Savinho and Kevin De Bruyne feeding them? And just go at the fullbacks. See what they got. See where the Robertson and Trent still got it in terms of defensive contribution. But no, they went tight. They went compact. They went for control. They went for Gundogan. They went for Matheus Nunes as well. Haaland barely got a kick of the game. He was absolutely pocketed by Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk has never lost against Haaland, believe it or not. Oof. Touch wood. Goalkeeper as well, Ortega instead of Ederson. Now, that almost proved fruitful, right? Except for the fact he gave away a penalty and he conceded 2 goals, but he made some vital saves as well. But like a butterfly's wing. Did you see the fingertips almost got to Mo Salah's cross, the initial cross for Gakpo's goal as well? He was so close to preventing that, but not quite. It's Liverpool's moment as well. And that sidewinder bend shot, the Jabi Alonso like fullback, Trent Alexander-Arnold approaching halfway line, over the top into the space for Mo Salah. We gegenpressed them from the very start. Jurgen Klopp's strategy. Then we did the Benitez and Gerard Houllier. Gerard Houllier into an early Emil Heskey into the channel. Start narrow. Then you go out wide, winning your 50-50s on the air on the long received delivery. Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo received the delivery time and time again and beat the man, beat Walker, beat Ake on the reception, contested them on the long ball back to front. Amazing. First half as well, Kelleher deliberately played it short to Gomez, to McAllister, to Gravenberch, and playing it from there. Second half, we hit it long and wide into the channels. Queeve Kelleher was almost a secondary Trent, playmaking from the back, dinking it into the channels, into Robertson, into Quansah, into Trent Alexander-Arnold, into Gravenberch, into McAllister, into Szoboszlai, on the side halves as well. Amazing. Arne Slot is so good at identifying the opposition's ploy in the first half and strategically coming up with a tactic to absolutely pen them back, to nullify them. And every time the opposition come up charged, because as a narrative, as a story, like football goes, peaks and troughs, you're going to have moments, the opposition are going to have moments, but he's so good, like a sponge, absorbing the opposition attack and then traversing it on the transition into putting Liverpool back on the front foot. And as I mentioned, Darwin Núñez's substitution, I loved every moment of it. He's a real Liverpool player in terms of what he offers. It's not always goals that win you the games. It's endeavour, it's attitude, it's actions that speak louder than words. He follows Slot's instructions, and those instructions are winning us game after game. Lucho Diaz in the 9 position, right? His ability to hold up the ball, the magical footwork. What kind of runs will you make? I had a feeling, I did say it right, I did have a feeling the Arne Slot, against his inspiration, against Pep Guardiola, who he modelled his game after, wanted to do something a little bit different, right, to impress the senior mentor, the Sensei Guardiola, Pep Guardiola, not the Sensei in terms of scratching, getting battered, because that's a different story. That's why he went with Diaz up front, but also the power and pace and running ability of Gakpo. Walker couldn't handle him as well. And Mo Salah, big game occasion, step up for the penalty, side-footed with control into the side of the net. Ortega went the right way as well. Did you see Haaland trying to G up Ortega while Mo Salah was doing the keepy uppies? Proper tech is that. I loved every moment of that game. I stayed up for the first 20, 25 minutes or so in the hotel in Tokyo, on Miya Hotel. Miya is a beautiful place in Tokyo, by the way. Check it out. Fantastic food. Fantastic facilities. The hotel was beautiful, central. You can do everything you want in Omiya. Holiday boys?
Yes.
Holiday boys.
We not chicken dinner.
There you go. I know Moby Shoes, you visited your daughter there. I hope you enjoyed your Tokyo trip as well. Have a great time at Tokyo Disney Sea. Much respect to you and your family and everyone else in the Liverpool Reds community. Love all of you guys chatting as well. Frank, I hope things get better in the chat as well. Everyone in the Discord chat, thank you for keeping me up to date on shenanigans and going-ons in the match and in Liverpool as well, because we have so many scousers on the board who are going to the match day experience, and my goodness, I appreciate you giving me the first-hand feedback of what the day is like. The day started off well. I'm so glad the Liverpool Red men acknowledge the kids, the young kid, that particular young kid who, maybe have a bit of health issues, or the kids really had a field day. He was celebrating all the players, really went over to him, shook their hands, scruff of the hair on their head. They really, really look like compassionate, loving people. This group of players is amazing. It's a great time to be a Red. There should be no diversity amongst the fan base. We're in it to win it as a bunch. Forget FSG, forget transfer funds, forget tactical blips, forget Nottingham Forest results. In it to win it, all together, momentum, channel your spirit, like Dragon Ball, or tunnel vision, in it to win it every single competition, including Carabao and the EFL Cup. Don't know what Mo Salah and Carragher spat is all around. D in the studio, looking proper sharp as well. And Roy Keane gave a compliment to Arne Slot as well. He's like, Arne Slot looks like a cool character, like a cool guy, doesn't he? I love to hear that. I love the behind the scenes as well with all the Red men. They look like proper good lads that you can share a pint with. They got like Oxlade Chamberlain feel, right? Where you can enjoy a good bevy and enjoy a good time with them as well. But anyway, enough about the past. The past is the past. We've done City, done Bayer Leverkusen, done Real Madrid, and dominated them. They did not even stand a chance. That's ruthlessness. Arne Slot is coolness, composure, and ruthless aggression. The John Cena era of the early days. Ruthless aggression. Now, the attitude era. In terms of when we are at the top, we need to maintain our consistency, our composure, and get through with this bunch of players. Because Trent was out for a while. Tsimikas is still out. Chiesa is still getting to fitness. I will do a video on Chiesa as well. Federico Chiesa. Worth the wait for sure. And after that, the Merseyside Derby. So let's go into the Newcastle build-up right now. In terms of the lineup against Newcastle, I think it's very, very important to note that we have Everton thick and fast coming very, very soon. Wataru Endo will start one of these matches. But I don't think it will be this Newcastle match, because he'll be in a rough and tumble against Everton, crunching them in the midfield. Now, who will start for Newcastle? It's probably going to be Pope, Nick Pope in goal, Livramento, Shah, Dan Burn, Lewis Hall, Longstaff holding, Guimaraes, probably partnered by Joe Linton, Brazilian duo there. In front of them will be Anthony Gordon, and if Isak is fit, Isak will lead the line through the middle, drifting to the left. Otherwise, it'll be Callum Wilson. And they'll go with Barnes on the right-hand side. He's been returning good numbers for them as well. Got to watch out for Isak's movement. Anthony Gordon, obviously a threat against Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. And it's a very hard, industrious working midfield. Guimaraes, Joe Linton, and Longstaff will give as good as they get. Legs, techers. It's going to be a hard one. Newcastle never is an easy place to go. I'm going to show you how Newcastle interact with our formation, where they're looking to attack, whilst we do the Liverpool lineup as well. So I think Kelleher keeps his spot, and it's pretty much his shirt to lose, but Alisson Becker will probably come in when he's fully fit. Virgil van Dijk is an absolute no-brainer here. At the moment, Joe Gomez retains his position, didn't put a foot wrong in the matchup as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, Kwanzaa had a good cameo at right back as well. That was a very interesting run out. Andy Robertson is going to be tasked playing week in, week out. The only other alternative is Gomez at left back in the absence of Kostas Tsimikas, who's ruled out for this occasion. Obviously, Bradley still ruled out as well, as is Kanate. A few weeks for them, unfortunately. Injured in the Real Madrid match. Endrick is a proper dirty tackler, dirty player as well. Carlo Ancelotti said he's an Evertonian set out to injure us. It is what it is. So Gomez could go left back with Jarrell Quansah coming in if we believe that is the route to goal. But Harvey Barnes, I don't know. I think Robertson's good for the occasion there. I think I would love Wataru Endo to play, but it will likely be Gravenberch at the base of the midfield alongside McAllister with Curtis Jones coming in for Szoboszlai. Now, Jones is massively on form, which is surprised he got dropped for Manchester City, but Szoboszlai played an immense game as well. Great touches, great on the ball and off the ball, and there's been criticism of his on-the-ball performances recently, but Szoboszlai gets a well-deserved rest coming in. He'll be substituted as well. Mo Salah carrying on his goal-scoring run. I hope he asks for a new contract after every game because it means he's scored and played well. Darwin Núñez has netted on both occasions he's played at St. James's Park, so he leads the line. And the biggest choice is left winger. Do we go with the mercurial talents of Luis Diaz, who's playing number 9 on the weekend against City, or do we go to pace, power, and finishing ability of Cody Gakpo? Now, this is a toss-up at the moment. You'd appreciate Gakpo's long-range shooting ability versus Everton on the weekend, but also Lucho Diaz can run him amok, and he couldn't catch him either, and he'll win lots of fouls. Very, very tough call, but I think on this occasion, playing against Tino Livramento to pen him back, and the fact that he likes to attack as well, both are very, very prominent at attacking and playing, but Lucho Diaz actually stayed on in the match. So I think Cody Gakpo comes on this occasion. He has a little bromance with Jones going on. Why not Jonesy and Gravenberch? And Fuka Nagano. Nice little picture of Gakpo as well. Yes, that would probably be the lineup, in my opinion. The only alternative is Lucho Diaz for Gakpo, potentially Gomez at left back for Robertson and Jarrell Quansah coming in, and a slight off chance that Wataru, Man Mountain, Biggie, Emperor Endo starts as well. But Gravenberch would be a big loss when you need to control the ball. Now, Jones is very, very important in a away fixture, in a very athletic, tough midfield against Joe Linton and Guimaraes. And long stuff as well, finding the pockets in space. You need technical ability. Now, with Maka here, you almost might argue that Endo can give them to the license to roam and play as well. It'll be very interesting to see when Wataru Endo does start, because I think between now and the Everton game, he will start one of the games, but it's more likely the Everton one where you're blood and thunder, guts, hustling and bustling and crashing everywhere with a gum shield. Although Sean Dyche doesn't play as dirty as previous Everton managers like Carlo Ancelotti. So, what are Newcastle looking to do, right? So, we obviously know that Gordon and Isak and Barnes, okay? So Gordon has a penchant for the ability to go around the outside, and Trent does this kind of half step to allow him to go around the outside. You've got to be careful for those balls across, but Isak isn't the best poacher. He's actually very, very technically brilliant as well. When he cuts inside, it'll probably be Isak running around the outside and coming inside Gordon in between the channels. They're going to be looking for this ball in between the centre-back and the full-back as well to get Isak or Gordon in around the outside, or a rampaging fullback to allow them to cut inside and shoot across goal. So we've got to be wary of the classic movements, because both Isak and Anthony Gordon are very, very mobile players, very technically able players. And I'm surprised that Gordon didn't play more in the Euros. Apparently his head was turned by the potential Liverpool move. But that's no excuse. His quality would have given us a quality outlet. I'm talking about England here. But it is what it is. They went with their selection, and my goodness, they almost went all the way, even though they fluked quite a few of those matches in the last few minutes. So, where can Liverpool hurt Newcastle? Because Guimaraes and Joe Linton, right, will float in between the lines as well, linking in the pockets here, either side of Gravenberch. So on occasions that we're in a tough away fixture at St. James's Park, we're going to look towards Maka to hold the base with Gravenberch, with Jones floating in 10 position. Now, don't be surprised to see Gakpo holding the inside position here, because Robertson can go around the outside, but Jones is also decent on the wide peripherals as well to give Gakpo that second striker role between Núñez. And this is something that's been undercut and undercommented on. Gakpo is very, very good at any spillage off Núñez because of his long shooting ability. He doesn't always need to cut in from left-hand side. As a second striker, in between half space, in around the 6, he can power past Longstaff in the verticals and on the horizontals as well, and played across to Salah, or Salah played across. That is a line that you're going to want to hit on occasion. The Núñez Gakpo line. So Salah's Trivela pass, or his ability to slide rule one out, It's very, very nice because you have two proper shooters, whereas Luis Diaz is more in and amongst the penalty area. Gakpo has that thunderous Gakpo, not just a header, the Gakpo shot, the cannon foot. I can't believe he said Szoboszlai shoots harder than him. I can believe it, but Szoboszlai doesn't shoot as hard consistently as Cody Gakpo, so that's probably where the shortcomings come. I think Núñez is going to need to have a really, really good game here in terms of holding up the play and running the channels, and it's interesting to see that when Núñez scored the 2 goals, it was in the inside right position and Salah on the top of the box diamond with Trent in the half space. So you always can revert back to this formation, the 3-box-3 formation, with Salah actually forming the number 10 inside because his playmaking ability can thread in a Gakpo through. He can slide rule a Jones into the 10 position. He can play a Núñez through the lines as well. Or traditionally, Salah can invert into that position, and you're looking at Núñez to run a channel before going from out to in, or even out into out. So very, very big performance needed from Núñez in terms of stretching a line, because Dan Burn and Shah like to hold position. They're not the most mobile, but they're defensively quite solid. That means Jones, Núñez, Gakpo interchanging, because Salah will traditionally always stay in this pocket here, especially in that pocket, right? Gakpo, Jones, and Núñez interchanging is a call of the day. Núñez will need to go out to help Salah because Trent doesn't overlap so much these days. Trent is more in this kind of trajectory into the half space and looking for a shot, looking for a through ball. If we traverse as to Gravenberch here and Maka here and Gomez there, if we have Jones in that pocket, then it gives Gravenberch the space to drive into that position. What that means you can do is every player steps up for the press. You step up and pin them in, and that could be a game-winning condition for the fact that Gravenberch and Jones's technical ability to beat the first press and bypass the first 6 press, gets them into that position, brings us forward with the firepower to really make a difference. The perpendicular run there and the return is always on either way, because Núñez is so selfless. That's what you really get with Núñez, the desire to work for the team and be selfless, right? And that is a big attribute. That's a Firmino-like quality, and that's something that's not called out. Núñez is very, very selfless, but also technically able to play deep and find the passes as well. And he's got game intelligence. You may think he's childlike in his persona, but he's got real big game intelligence. And Maka will be needed to pull the strings from deep, because as I said, against Newcastle in that midfield, Maka will find it hard to shake off Joe Linton, to shake off Longstaff, to shake off Guimaraes, to really get into the areas of prominence. So you're looking at the more kind of mobile and able players, Jones and Gravenberch, to break the lines of the sixth, and Trent and Maka to control from deep. Obviously, Gravenberch can do it as well. Maka can traverse into that position, and you're going to look at more of this kind of shape here. Robertson doesn't bomb as forward as much as before, but from the pullback, he does deliver a mean ball in there, and Van Dijk and Gomez are going to have to be well on their tippy toes. This isn't a battle of pace. This is a battle of understanding of the runs that Gordon will make from out to in to out, shake it all about, and from deep position as well, because they'll be looking to hit him. Harvey Barnes obviously coming in to shoot across. He won't go down the line too much, I imagine. He'll sit in that pocket. Nice for Robertson and Van Dijk to crowd him up. The real threat is Isak worming his way in with a slid ball from Gordon, and Isak trying to finish past Kelleher either way, or Anthony Gordon interchanging with Isak and being threaded through. Anthony Gordon on the horizontal is very similar to Cody Gakpo on the horizontal, in that it's so hard to stop his powerful running. So Gravenberch will again is going to be needed to close the lines of the running as well, and the boys will need to be on it. The other option to keep up with that athleticism is to sacrifice Maka for Szoboszlai. Now, if you sacrifice him for Szoboszlai will be in the 10. Jones will be deeper alongside Gravenberch, controlling from deep, which is not bad as well, because Jones is very press resistant. He's very press resistant, and he has the ability to get forward as a late ball runner as well. This is a slightly different game in that Szoboszlai will be like a maniac, leading the press, charging and rampaging, and he's got a long shot as well. He adds another long shot threat. Even though Maka does have a long shot threat, he doesn't get into positions as often as a Szoboszlai, who plays predominant 10 these days. In a starting position, so you'd expect Szoboszlai to pick up the pieces, go into half space, and this gives you a genuine overlap for Salah, which allows Salah to sit in a pocket more often and Trent to dictate from deeper in the right half space as well. Jones will go more into the traversed position in there, aside of Mo Salah, and you probably see Robertson slightly higher up in this regard, because Szoboszlai is the system player that unlocks Salah on the inside. He also makes the late ball runs and he can float around this edge of the area as well, which allows Nunez the opportunity to roam, because as Szoboszlai goes into the box, the late ball runner, the unseen threat, is Curtis Jones coming into the box, as you've seen every time he plays with Szoboszlai as well. So very, very interesting. Newcastle do pose a threat. They pose a goal threat. They're not in the best of form at the moment. Eddie Howe will need to work out how to get the most out of his players. They've got injuries like Botman, for example. Liverpool's injuries are stacking up. Diogo Jota, we need him back for options as well. We're going to need Conor Bradley back. We need Kostas Tsimikas back. Wataru Endo is the emergency DM, but he also started a centre back and he can play both fullback roles as well. So don't count him out as a pseudo fullback or centre defender if we absolutely need it. But he's a game closer and we need every single player, every single attribute to win the title. You need the whole squad. Ultimately, I think it's going to be Maka, but I won't be surprised to see if it's Szoboszlai, and Lucho Diaz has the potential to be in the left as well. I'd be super, super surprised if Lucho Diaz starts in the 9 position. So ultimately, I'm going to go with we've been keeping clean sheets. We're away at St. James's Park. They have the pension to score a goal. We have more firepower and we're on form. It's going to be a tight affair. I want to say 2-0. I'm almost tempted to say 1-0. I'm almost tempted to say 1-0 victory to Liverpool in a tough encounter away at Newcastle. Depends if we score early and if we can break them down. If we can break them down, we can get a double here. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to go 2-0, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2-1 or 1-0. So do let me know in the comments below if you agree with my match predictions, if you agree with my lineup. Let me know as well what you think of the previous week, beating Man City, beating Real Madrid. I am still woozy because I've been on like 10 trains, bullet trains. I went on Kagayaki bullet train, aeroplane, taxi and whatnot. Mushroom Boy had a great time in Tokyo. Big up the Mushroom Boy. Make sure to smash a like on this video to help me beat the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much to Han, to Mikkel, to Choi for rejoining the membership. Wonder Kids tier, thank you so much. The best way to support this channel is through YouTube membership because, as you know, YouTube don't pay shiz. Can't even afford a triple cheeseburger. Even a normal cheeseburger. Maybe normal cheeseburger. But yes, £2.50 a month. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Don't want to get to gozaimasu. Mina-san, really, really appreciate it. Enjoy the members section. More members videos coming out this week for sure. I'm going to try and aim for free. Free for you guys. Against Newcastle, I think we can do them in. And Everton. And then we'll stretch our winning run all the way to the end of the season. That would be something to behold, right? Yes. It's a great time to be red. Really, really. Isn't it good to rub it into other fan bases? They've been giving it a big yappy yap, but Liverpool on the way up. With Arne Slot, the shiny one. Yes. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great day. Let's enjoy the match tomorrow. And live watch along is coming back on the weekend because against Everton is a nice and early kickoff. Best chat, best community by far. You know what I'm talking about in the chat. It's memorable and magic. Thank you so much. Make sure to join the Discord as well. We chat Liverpool 24/7 there, and memes and games and life universe and everything. And I will be announcing the winners of the Melty Kiss competition for the score predictions in the next video. So make sure to keep up with that. Till next time, Miyazaki Man Ichiban means the best. You guys are the best. Jane. Ciao.
Liverpool fan in Japan.